Get ready for the action, because we are kicking things off with the Boston Celtics versus the Chicago Bulls game summary from January 24th, 2026. We dive into the final moments of this intense matchup and what happened on the court that decided the outcome for both teams. You won't want to miss the details of this hard-fought contest. Break down Brown's explosive reaction to Smith's commentary and explore the bigger narrative surrounding the Celtics' recent playoff exit and the ongoing tension between the two stars. Finally, we look at the full extent of the conflict as Jaylen Brown curses out Stephen A. Smith and calls on the ESPN pundit to retire once again. We examine Brown's strong language and his call for journalistic integrity, and we ask the question, is this the end of an era for certain types of media commentary? Stay with us for the full breakdown. The NBA action on Saturday, January 24th, 2026, featured a highly anticipated matchup between the Boston Celtics and the Chicago Bulls. This game marked a significant contest in the league's schedule, pitting two formidable teams against each other in a high-stakes battle for supremacy. While specific game statistics and play-by-play details are not provided in this summary, the fixture itself signaled an intense clash of styles and talent between the Celtics and the Bulls as they competed for a crucial victory in the January 2026 season. Jamal Crawford is dialing back his excitement while calling games for NBC, a sentiment he has not yet shared with broadcast partners Mike Tirico and Reggie Miller. Crawford, a former NBA player with 2 decades of experience, now serves as a color commentator for NBC Sports, calling playoff games alongside Tirico and Miller, including the recent second-round matchup between the San Antonio Spurs and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Crawford has hinted at a secret catchphrase reserved for the postseason. Speaking to Channel YouTube last week, he mentioned, "You know what? I have one, and during these playoffs you will hear it. You're the first person I'm telling I have one. Not even Mike and Reggie know this. When you hear it, you'll know. I'll give you a little hint. You're going to hear something about a court." Crawford's journey into media began in 2021 when he started calling games for NBA League Pass. He joined TNT as a studio analyst in 2022 and began calling select games in the booth for MSG Network in 2024 as part of the New York Knicks' local broadcast. When the NBA returned to NBC this season, Crawford joined as one of the lead analysts and quickly established a strong rapport with Tirico and Miller, noting that the trio felt connected within a half of calling a preseason game together. "Reggie is a legend. I still learn and steal from him. Mike is the ultimate point guard. He sets everybody else up first, but he knows when to do his fly layup," Crawford stated, emphasizing the camaraderie among the panel. Beyond his on-air duties, Crawford remains deeply engaged with the sport. He also narrates Chasing History, an NBA-produced digital documentary, traveling with his microphone to record voiceovers during the playoffs. He views this proximity to the game as an incredible connection, comparing it to experiences he witnessed with legends like Marv Albert and Bob Costas. Crawford, a self-described basketball enthusiast, admits that his passion sometimes leads to over-the-top commentary, often having to moderate his enthusiasm during broadcasts. He stated, "I'm coming straight from yo, I'm a fan. We are at the bar, I'm having my Sprite lemonade. I'm truly a fan of the game in the purest, truest sense." Looking ahead, Crawford is anticipating the Western Conference Finals on NBC. When asked about who he hopes to see in the NBA Finals, He expressed curiosity about the atmosphere at Madison Square Garden for the championship round. Having played for the Knicks from 2004 to 2009, a period when the team failed to make the playoffs, he noted, "Seeing the Knicks reach the finals would be crazy. I know that fan base. They made it feel like the playoffs when we were terrible, when I played there every single night. So I couldn't imagine what finals is like in New York." The Boston Celtics are grappling with the fallout from their first-round exit, with Jason Tatum missing Game 7 due to knee stiffness. Amidst the season's disappointing end, star player Jaylen Brown has publicly addressed criticism, specifically targeting commentary from Stephen A. Smith regarding Tatum's absence from Brown's Twitch stream and Smith's critique of Brown, calling the season his favorite. Brown expressed significant frustration over Smith's suggestion that Tatum's non-appearance on Brown's stream was a noteworthy topic on ESPN's First Take. Brown dismissed the observation, stating, "What type of journalism is this? Jason Tatum hasn't been on my stream, and this is what we're talking about on First Take." He argued that the discussion strayed from basketball performance, chemistry, or the playoff loss, viewing it as speculation rather than analysis. Brown contended that not every player needs to appear in an uncontrolled environment, and that a missing guest does not inherently signal deeper issues. Furthermore, Brown challenged Smith's criticism that he called the season his favorite. Brown countered that the context had been overlooked, emphasizing that the Celtics navigated a difficult season, with Tatum recovering from a ruptured Achilles, forcing Brown to shoulder a heavy burden and achieve career-high averages. Brown asserted that the narrative being created was one that ignored the team's resilience, their daily fight, and the growth of teammates. This exchange is part of an ongoing tension between Brown and Smith, dating back to 2024, when Smith reportedly described Brown as not marketable. Brown views his engagement on platforms like Twitch as a necessary means to speak directly, acknowledging that it can generate both headlines and backlash, but asserting that it is preferable to letting others define his motivations. Brown concluded that while the team must process the loss, he will not allow external commentary to define the meaning of his season. Celtics star Jaylen Brown escalated his public feud with ESPN pundit Stephen A. Smith on Sunday night, unleashing sharp criticism following Smith's commentary on Brown's performance and opinions regarding the 2025-26 Celtics season. Brown directly challenged Smith's narrative, particularly after Smith questioned why Jason Tatum was not featured on Brown's stream and made assumptions about Brown's stated preferences. During the stream, Brown confronted Smith regarding Smith's critique of him, which stemmed from a past segment on ESPN's First Take, where Smith had questioned Brown's assessment of the 2025-26 season as his career favorite. Brown used strong language, stating, "What type of journalism is this? F***CK Stephen A. My offer still stands. You pick." He accused Smith of using his platform for clickbait rather than genuine journalism, suggesting Smith should retire. Brown further argued that Smith lacked journalistic integrity by pushing narratives without factual basis. Smith had previously commented on Brown's remarks after the season concluded, focusing on the Celtics' loss, suggesting the team failed due to playing dumb basketball down the stretch, rather than Joel Embiid's performance. Brown later provided context on his positive feelings about the season during a separate Twitch stream, emphasizing the growth and mindset achieved despite the first-round exit, calling it his favorite year due to the team's resilience and overcoming high expectations. The exchange highlighted a broader tension regarding media commentary and the nature of online punditry, with Brown asserting that Smith was creating a narrative rather than reporting journalism. The dynamic suggests a continued, high-intensity exchange between the two figures.